I was, documenting a 9-to-5 girl transitioning into a businesswoman. And then, I just stopped.
You've posted 30 days in a row. Posting once a week should be a breeze.
Like, I had no ideas. Nothing was coming out of my head. I prayed about it for a long time. This block is still here. I came to you. I was like, Mike, hand it to me.
You're your own enemy here. You are your niche. Document what it is that you already do.
Tell me what to do.
It's like if you go to Zara, you see a pair of pants that you like.
Might look nice until you try it on.
So that's the same with content. It's like, rather than trying to think of the style and be like, oh, I wonder, just try it on. So make that piece of content. Episode 24. Hello, everyone.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, Jasmine.
Hello, Mike.
Hello, everyone from YouTube. Thank you guys for tuning in for another week of the Growth Club.
Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
What do we talk about at the Growth Club, Jasmine?
We talk about all things growth, whether that's faith, business, relationships, life.
So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. It's episode 24. We're now 6 months into the year. 6 months into the pod.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
That's actually flown by, now that I think about it.
Yeah,
it's just something that we do now.
Yeah, folks.
6 months is crazy.
Yeah.
Thinking about when we first started, it was without cameras. So it was just audio. Remember that?
Oh, geez. Yeah, true. It wasn't until episode 4 that we got the cameras in. Yeah, facts.
That was actually fun, though. It was a quicker setup. Just talk.
I know.
And now we've got to worry about
the lighting, how do I look, my beard.
Yeah,
the
my
lighting,
focus.
the cameras.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now it's all about the visuals.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, well done. We've seen some growth personally, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you think we're better at podcasting now?
I'd hope so.
I hope so too, bro.
I mean, I feel like we should go back and watch some of the early episodes. I just really don't want to.
I was about to say, I'd be up for that, but you wouldn't.
No, I really don't want to.
Because you know what, you guys definitely don't know, but we filmed like 4 draft episodes before we ever actually started, just to kind of see what the setup would be like and stuff like that. So I think those would be cool episodes to watch. Especially even like, what would we have spoken about then?
No idea.
Because we filmed those way before we actually like started.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't want to know.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
But there's beauty in that. It's nice looking back. Because even I think last week I seen some, what's the word I'm looking for? I seen some older videos I made when I first like started my entrepreneur business, but like just before I left my job, I was making content about, the business I was trying to do, the service I was trying to offer. And like when I look back at those videos, I'm like, oh dear.
At least you did it.
I know, but it's something I'm proud that I did, because when I look at it, I'm like, I shouldn't have. But it shows like how desperate and how much I didn't care. Like I was like, I'm making these videos because I need to
also,
do this.
Things change over time. Like at the time, that standard would have been all right. It's just when you compare it to your standard now, it's just different.
Yeah. I think, do you know what? The standard was okay, but it was the standard I had.
That's what I mean. And when you look back on your videos like from this year in a year's time, you're probably going to say the same thing.
Yeah, facts. Amen.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even this setup, it's decent. It's good cameras.
Yeah.
But I'd love to, I think, like the set design and how we have it set up, and even just getting the audio better than it is. And
yeah, you're going to think, oh, how did we even like do it back then? Like it doesn't look good. But it's like, it's only when you change, then you realize that. As for example, we had our teeth done. And it's like, we didn't think, we knew they needed to be done, but they weren't like that bad.
Yeah.
I just wanted mine done. At the time, neither of us felt like I needed to. I look back, I'm like, oh no, girl, you needed them.
Yeah, and then I remember looking at your teeth back then, being like, your teeth are actually fine.
Yeah, you wanted mine.
Yeah. Then now when I look back at your old pics, I'm like, you know what? But then that shows how bad my teeth were, because I used to look at yours as like a good set of teeth. Mine were horror.
Yeah.
And for context as well, guys, I didn't have great teeth, but I've like,
you've been through it.
Yeah, my teeth have been through it. So basically, basically in uni, I fell off a bike, but it wasn't even my fault. I was cycling and the chain literally just jammed, and then I went over the front 2 handlebars and I just landed on my face. And funny enough, I was on the way to the gym actually, but then I fell right outside the hospital, which is handy.
Yeah, so handy.
So literally, like funny enough, I like the first thing I did, because like I got up right and I was like, I could feel like a breeze. Do you know when you can feel like your nerves are like sensitive?
Oh,
And then like I remember taking my phone out, taking the Snapchat, and literally my front 2 teeth were gone.
Yeah, you've still
Like
got the photo.
it looked like a semicircle, literally like someone took a chunk or a bite out of my teeth.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a funny story actually. So yeah, I ended up putting that in my story and then just documenting my whole day. Jesus, I've always been doing content, but yeah, documenting my whole day on Snapchat, and then people, I kind of started like a mini movement. So people were like taking selfies and then scribbling their front 2 teeth out.
Oh my god!
And it was like I can't remember what the hashtag was, but yeah, I just remember like that's funny now that I think about it. But yeah, I just remember documenting that. But like even the picture I took, like there's saliva, blood, like, but I was smiling in the picture because I don't know, I definitely like knocked some screws loose when I fell because I was like smiling.
Oh really?
Yeah, I was like, it didn't. No, definitely. I can't remember if it hurt or if I was in
Probably
shock
the
or
shock,
what.
yeah.
Yeah, and then I just remember taking the picture, and if you go look at the picture, it's just spit, saliva, missing teeth, and I was just smiling. And I had to pick the tooth that I can find off the ground and bring that into them. And then, so yeah, the hospital couldn't do anything. I had to go to the dentist the next day. And this is just like a bog standard dentist. And then they replaced one of my teeth with the one where I couldn't find the tooth. That ended up being like a complete crown they replaced. And then the tooth I could find, they molded that one back on. And then the gap that I did have, which is like a normal gap, ended up being like a crooked gap.
Yeah.
And with the crown they replaced it with, it was like bigger than my other one. So then that's just ended up being
a different color.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah, you know, literally the tint, the shade wasn't what it would, like, didn't match my other ones properly. And then I remember like 2 months after that, I was in the canteen having food in uni. And then I remember I was just chewing, and then, do you know when you move your tongue around and stuff like that? I was like, my tooth is gone. And this was in the middle of the canteen. And then I had to go get that sorted again.
Oh no.
And then one more time again. So I decided to do Invisalign when I moved to the UK. Because I'm like, okay, cool, I want to close this gap. And then not naturally as well. So obviously I was doing Invisalign. I don't know if I definitely told them I had a crown or something, but I can't even remember which tooth. But basically it ended up falling out again.
Of course.
And then they did it. So it's been touched so many times that it wasn't looking good.
Yeah.
And then finally when we came to Manchester, we're like, you know what? We need to invest in a nice smile.
Yeah.
And that's what we did.
Yeah.
And that's why I laughed the way that I laugh on the pod. So if you're listening on audio, come over to YouTube to see the beautiful laughs.
You got beautiful teeth.
Thank you so much. Do you know what's funny though as well? Since I've gotten my teeth done, it shows me how bad my teeth were, because now like I get complimented either saying, oh, you have a nice smile, or you have nice teeth. And I've never had that in my life. But I didn't realize until someone said it. I was like, oh my God, I've never heard that said towards me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh crap. So it wasn't only me who thought I had bad teeth. Everyone else did too.
Oh dear.
It's all good though.
It's good. You got them done now.
Yeah.
And you didn't have to go to Turkey for it.
Yeah. I just didn't want the headache, or we didn't want the headache of.
We did consider it for like a minute.
Yeah.
And that was it.
It not looking great, and then not able to. Because we got it done in the city we're in, we can obviously like
go back whenever.
Yeah, because even mine ended up cracking since getting them. I had to go back in and be like, hey, can you sort it out? And that type of stuff. But yeah, so. But yeah, so today, not even today, so this week, me and Jasmine, my lovely co-host, we were speaking, right? And actually, do you know what? You set the scene. Because you know yourself how you're feeling and how and when you brought it up.
Yeah.
And then we'll go based on that.
Yeah. So for a while now, if you've been consistent watching or listening to the podcast, I've been trying to get back into posting on TikTok. A little over 6 months ago, I was posting very consistently. And I was, documenting a 9-to-5 girl transitioning into a businesswoman. So no one can chop that up and say something else after transitioning. But this was something that I wanted to document, and I felt like there was a gap in the online like content creation space. No one was documenting that. And so I was like, yeah, I'm going to be that person. I've just got my first Airbnb. I'm going to show you how I got it, sort of thing. And then, I just stopped. And now I was at this place where I don't know what to post anymore. So I didn't want it to just be property stuff. I want it to be like, look, if I want to do like a day in the life sort of thing. I want to do that as well. I don't want to be just like confined to a certain
Quick one, why
thing.
did you just stop?
Well, we went to India and
That was way before then.
Yeah, it was still posting it here and then, like once a week maybe ish. Like it wasn't as consistent, but it was still like.
Yeah, because you didn't tell them, you did like 30 days in a row.
Yeah, I did like 30 days in a row, which was cool. And I was like, yeah, so consistent with that. But yeah, now I feel like the longer you put something off, it becomes harder to start back up again. It's like the gym. You've been off it for a few weeks because you've been on holiday, and then it gets so difficult to get back into it. And it was kind of like that with making videos. And it's like no ideas were coming to me, like none. I was like, I don't know what to post about, but I see these people who are posting nonsense and they're making money and they're able to go to the gym at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday and they can do whatever they want sort of thing. And meanwhile, I'm having to talk to a customer about how they reset their app at work. And it's not really what I want to be doing with my day, to be honest.
Yeah.
And so I was like, right, I need to make that change. But it was like there was such a block, and this block has been happening for months. So I was like, look, I've got a partner who basically tells people what to do with their content and shows people what to do with their content. So if I'm not doing that and you're my partner, like, what's going on?
Yeah, facts.
It's like, because you're kind of leading by example. Yeah. I should be, and also I'm an extension of you as well. Facts. So it's like people will naturally look at me and they should see an aesthetic Instagram page. They should see that she does content.
Yeah, facts.
Naturally, it's an extension of you.
Yeah.
And it's just, I'm not doing that anymore. So I was like, Mike, I need your help. Tell me what to do. Yeah. And I was like, look, it's okay. You can be like stern. You can be bossy. You can tell me. And you did. And I was like, yeah, I know. I need to hear it more. And you were like, all right, don't get me started.
Yeah,
let's
literally,
go.
if you give me the permission. I think, yeah, like it's funny because when I'm talking to you, I'm referencing content I've made or videos I've made where I'm telling people like, stop overthinking it, just make stuff.
Yeah.
And Jasmine's thing was like, I don't know what to make. And I'm like, that's not I don't think that's an excuse.
Okay.
So ideas essentially come from you actually creating stuff.
Yeah.
So, but I think people get too bogged down on the whole creating content, where I always say just document what it is that you already do. So for example, if you have your normal job, in the evening you go to the gym, maybe you make a meal, just document that. Show people, this is what I did today at work, or not necessarily this is what I did, but today I had work, then I went to the gym, then I made some food. And like within that, you're creating your own niche because like you are yourself.
Yeah.
People who have similar job as you may lock into that content. People who like going gym will lock into that content, or people who like food or cooking will lock into that content. And I think we're all like nosy beings. People like to know what certain people do. People find
100%.
people interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm always saying just document what it is that you do, and over time you'll garner and create your own style. So I was trying to get Jazz to basically get out of her own head, because I was also telling her like, you've posted 30 days in a row. Posting once a week should be a breeze. Because me personally, I like content, I make content, but I've never done 30 days in a row. I don't think I could.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you definitely have the ability to create a lot of content. So I'm like, you're your own enemy here. Just
Oh yeah.
you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
like she's saying she has a
100%.
creative block, but I'm like, then you need to like create.
Yeah.
You need to like create through it and push through it.
But my issue was nothing was coming out of my head. Like I had no ideas.
Yeah.
And that was the block. I was like, I want to do something. I just don't know what. And I think it's something that a lot of other people struggle with as well.
Yeah. But then funny enough, a day later, you've got a whole list of like 30 content ideas. So what do you think changed between them?
I think that talk inspired me, because it was like not only did you give me a couple of ideas, but I just think it was like you being a little bit like giving a bit of tough love.
Mm-hmm.
And also like you made it seem like it's not a big deal. Just do it. Just do it. It's not as difficult as you're making it out to be. Like, you've already done it.
Yeah,
so you weren't asking me to do something I haven't already done.
Especially when you're telling me people are making like content on just nothing, just random stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like, then what's your excuse then? Like, you have no excuse. So then it makes me think then as well, is there something deeper? Like, was it like, there's two options and it could be both. Was it like a fear of being seen and being out there making content? Or was it the pressure of like having the perfect content?
Yes, the pressure. Because there's so many different avenues, different ways, different styles that, you know, I like a lot of things. I like how person A does their content. I also like how person B does their content. And I'm thinking, geez, if I'm having a bit of a lazy day and I don't fancy doing like a crazy edit, like, can I be doing all of that? Like, I don't know what my style of content is. Is it going to be, because I like doing fancy edits sometimes, but I don't always be doing that because that's like exhausting.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just want to chop something up easy, quick. Not all the time do I want to be using the same B-roll. The reason I got so bored of the content I was posting for 30 days because it was literally the same B-roll in different orders over and over and over again, and then my voice on top.
Yeah.
Like, same B-roll.
But that's where I come in and challenge that, because then I'm like, who told you there's rules to making content?
Yeah, I was getting bored though.
No, but I understand that. But I'm saying, who told you only have to post that type of content?
Yeah, I know. I think it's just it's also like from an effort point of view as well. Like, if I'm going to do like a voice, like a talking video, got to make sure that I'm comfortable with how I look in front of that. I'm not going to just wake up in the morning and talk. I don't really want to though. I want to make sure that I look presentable.
Brush your teeth.
Huh? Sorry?
No, go.
Yeah, like just get ready, brush my teeth, so on. And so yeah, there's that pressure side of it as well. It's not just like a guy you can just like quickly just film. Like, I feel like there's a bit more prep.
Yeah, not fair. Okay, but then you said you didn't know what your style was.
Yeah, there's that too.
So what, you were trying to basically plan out your style before you made content?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Because think about it this way. So a funny analogy came to mind there. It's like being a fashion designer or a stylist for someone. You're going to put the clothes on them to see what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
They don't come up with it in their head and then, oh, it doesn't work. It's not the best analogy. Yeah, but you see what I'm trying to say? Like, you need to try on the clothes. Like, if you go to Zara, you see a pair of pants that you like.
Might look nice until you try it on.
So that's the same with content. It's like, rather than trying to think of the style and be like, oh, I wonder, just try it on. So make that piece of content and then post it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Because then, even like I always say to people as well, I don't know what my style of content is. I just like making stuff. Because even if you go to my page, the videos are different. Like, I might do a storytelling piece. I might do like a fashion cool edit with like some random person. I might do like a cinematic day in the life type thingy. I might do a sit down, come on guys, let's make content type piece. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And I just make stuff I like. I think people overcomplicate it too much and just put these barriers that don't need to be there. And I think that could come from a fear. It could be like a fear of failing in a sense as well. It could be deep rooted in that, where people are too scared or they're too shy / embarrassed to fail in front of people.
Yeah, I think I got over that after my like 30 days stuff, because I even put like clips of me being like emotional and stuff, and I was like, how did I ever do that? But it's like, once you do that, it's like, yeah, you get over it. I don't really care who sees it anymore. And the thing is, people who I might have worried in the past who sees it, it's not really an issue anymore. It's like, look, I can, for example, if I just come out of school, I didn't want people seeing what I posted, that's fine. I got rid of those people a long time ago anyway.
Yeah.
But interestingly, I feel more comfortable posting on TikTok than I do Instagram. That's because Instagram is a bit more personal.
Yeah.
And I've got people who I might run into those people day to day.
Yeah.
Whereas TikTok, stranger.
It's funny that you say that, because that's kind of how I felt with LinkedIn. Because
I didn't understand that.
All my people on LinkedIn are like my old work people. So I was like,
that's how I feel probably with Instagram.
Yeah, but then I quickly got over that.
Yeah, because LinkedIn is literally it's just professional, like.
Yeah, no, still, but that's what I'm saying. It's the story that you tell yourself that you believe to be true, and it's really not true.
Yeah, like I don't LinkedIn really, and then you're thinking Instagram really.
Yeah, but it's not even about the platform. It's more so who sees us on those platforms. So for you, it's like your old school people. Mine was
not even actually like school. Not even that's not even the question.
All friends.
Yeah, probably.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Oh, just day-to-day people, not day-to-day people, but people I interact with or see, or just people who could be closer to me. Whereas TikTok is
just random.
It could be Andre from Argentina.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, so for me, for LinkedIn, it was my all work people, but it's again the whole saying, not the whole saying, but the whole. It's like, in a sense, it's just basically weighing out outcomes. If I don't post, I'm in the same position.
Mm-hmm.
If I do post, this could happen, that could happen, etc. And I'm like, I've learned to kind of like disconnect myself from content. Like I don't even like, for example, because you post the shorts, I'm scrolling, I see myself, I'm like, oh, that's me, and I just keep going.
Yeah, me too.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? Or even if we're on YouTube, we see ourselves in the thumbnail. I'm like, oh, that's us.
Yeah.
But we don't really
deep it.
Like we forget we're online for people to see us. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And I think
I've disassociated with it.
Yeah, because I online and real life is very different. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But I know we're using online as a tool for us to either get somewhere, but at the same time as leverage. Because I was listening to a guy yesterday, and he described it quite well about how us sitting here for an hour. We had this conversation once, but it can be watched multiple times, which is leveraging our time. So we're also communicating what it is that we want to communicate, but at the same time, we don't need to have this same convo 100, 1,000 times. You get
That's
what I'm trying
a good
to
way
say?
to think about it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then even kind of going back to the whole, there was something you said about I don't think I can remember it.
While you think of that, there is one thing that this creator said on TikTok that I seen the other day actually, because someone asked her a question, was like, oh, because she's quite big. Someone was like, oh, what's the key to, growing on social media and sort of thing? She was like, you could be the most boring person in the world, and you can still be boring, but if you're consistent, you'll still do well. Like, even if you're boring and you've got nothing of value that in your opinion, the consistency will win. If you're consistently boring and doing your content, whatever, that's still, you're going to be successful. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So
it is
key.
No, but it's true. Because remember when you say...
consistent.
Yeah, because people watch like for example, you roll marbles down... You see all that stuff where people are rolling balls downstairs and it breaks the bottles at the bottom.
Have you seen the new ones out now where it's... you can spread like materials on toast. So there's this one where it's like, oh, spreading glass fruit on toast, and then the knife kind of like melts it into the toast. It's really like
but that's boring.
I know.
If you think about it, people lock in.
Yeah, and there's another one where it's like it's a keyboard, but the keyboard is different materials. So what would the keyboard someone typing on the keyboard sound like if it was marshmallows and then caramel? And then
what on earth?
Yeah, it's just like ASMR-y. Like it's crazy. And then there's another one where you're washing or brushing someone's hair, but it's glass.
What is online? But see, people are watching that.
Yeah.
But the root of it is it's boring content. Do you get what I'm trying to say? But people are interested because people
or even people eat mukbangs, just people eating.
This is what I'm trying to say. And if you're just showing someone your life, someone's going to be interested.
Yeah.
That's the thing. But people like start content and they just expect, boom, 1,000 views, 10,000. Your people need to find you, but you need to keep going long enough for them to find you. A lot of people stop before they get found, and that's the issue. And I think anyone and everyone, because even me as well, like I think I make good content, but I don't get the views that maybe I should get.
Yeah.
But at the same time, no one owes me anything. I'm not owed views. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So all I can do is just keep on posting, and eventually my thing will grow.
Yeah.
Pause. But yeah, speaking of grow, pause. Do you actually think like you can grow your account? Like, do you actually believe like I can grow my account to this amount or that amount? So let's just say 50K. Do you think you'll get your account to 50K?
I don't see why not. It's like I've seen other people with less interesting things do it. So it's like, why can't I? I think it's just a consistency thing. And it's like, oh, can I keep bringing new ideas and things to my page? But yeah, I don't see why not. I think
Then why don't you do it then?
I had that block of what to post.
Where okay, let's go back to this block. Where is this block? Because bear in mind now, people as well that are watching, she posted 30 days in a row. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, that was like following a theme. That was following a series.
Cool. So where does this block come from now?
No idea. Like I just, because part of me was like, oh yeah, I could, when we went to India, I could post like stuff on India and stuff like that. But then I thought, but then what is even my page about then?
It's about you.
Yeah, I know. It sounds so stupid.
It is. It's
So it's
ridiculous. That's what I'm trying to say. You're getting caught up on this whole social media
niche.
guru. Oh, you guys need to pick a niche and then talk to that audience.
Yeah, 'cause
I'm
it's
like,
like,
make
oh,
what you want, bro.
I know, because then it comes down to like, oh, okay, because eventually, obviously, you're building a brand. What is it eventually that I might want to sell? So I don't even know yet. But then that will come, won't it?
That's what I'm saying. You need to create, and then over time, you figure out what it is that you enjoy. You figure out what you like, and then people also see what type of content they like of you as well. And then that's how it works.
Yeah.
I think it's only when you're at a actual business level where it's like you need to generate money from this specific product or whatever. That's when you need to speak to your audience specifically and have your niche and speak to those people. But if it's you are your niche. You make whatever it is you want to make.
Yeah.
Let's cut all this niche crap. I hate it, bro.
Yeah.
Because didn't you even have in your bio one time, no niche over here?
Yeah.
Look at you. You did, didn't you?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So you need to stop allowing all these random crappy ass ridiculous thoughts come in, because they're all lies.
But it was literally a block. Like I could not think.
Like creative block. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
Nothing was coming. Nothing. And then when we had that discussion, and obviously I've been listening to like a few other creators as well. Like there's a girl that lives across the road, and I think she's owns like a social media, I don't know, coaching. I don't know. She does something, but she offers a lot of free value. I was like, yeah, you know. She was like, there's no reason why you shouldn't be posting talking all about that. And I was like, yeah, you're calling me out, like indirectly. But I had to be called out directly, and that's why I came to you. I was like, Mike, hand it to me.
Because I tried to grill you before, like 2 months ago.
No, I know, but now like, I've got to come to you on my own.
No, Mike.
No, but I've got to come to you to get that. Otherwise, it's unwarranted. You know, it's not. I'm not gonna listen. So I've got to come to you, and that's where I did. I was like, Mike, like, tell me what can I do? Because I was desperate then. I was like, I've tried, I've waited, I've prayed about it for a long time. This block is still here. And then after we chatted, it was like, okay, got a little bit more inspiration now. So,
cool. So have you what is it that you're doing now then? Do you have like a schedule now, or how are you going about making content again?
I still need to make a schedule, but for now I'm going to start with once a week, and then once I get back into the flow of things, I would like to be posting more than once a week, because once a week isn't really going to grow your account as much as...
Not as quick, at least.
Not as quick, exactly. So, look, I'm going to start by once a week. I've got a few ideas. I just need to get in the habit of filming everything now.
Are you doing like the storytelling type stuff or voiceovers or what?
I don't know. It's going to be a mixture of things. Because I want to do a mixture. I don't want to just do voiceovers, because it just requires a whole lot of B-roll, and I hate the B-roll I used to use now, because I've overused it so much. So I just want to start fresh.
The one that you used like months ago? Like,
yeah, nearly a year ago. So it's just, but bear in mind, a lot of those were old clips too, from like 2 years ago. So yeah, I just want to create some new stuff now, but I'm not limiting myself. I just want to create a bit of everything, whether that's talking videos, whether it's voiceovers, dumps. So I want to get back into, Mike and I used to go out on like a Saturday or a Sunday or whatever, and just go out and get some like photos and videos of our outfits. So I would like to bring that back, because that's just easy content. Yeah, that was fun times. Yeah. And then you brought the camera. That's what happened. That was when I was doing YouTube though. Yeah. Yeah. Why'd you stop YouTube? It's just, I was editing on my phone on CapCut. It was just long.
Would you want to start posting on YouTube again, or do you just
When I
wanna-
have more free time, like right now, I've already got a pretty busy schedule. So I'm doing my 9 to 5. Sometimes I finish at 9 p.m. some days. And that's crazy. That's crazy. And then I've still got to do my other job, which I do Airbnb coaching. And that's like 6 hours a week.
Yeah.
So I got to fit that in as well. And then I got to do gym. Socializing doesn't exist. But yeah.
Are you spending majority of the time that you think like move? The time. Wow. What am I trying to say?
Am I using my time efficiently? Is that what you're asking?
Not efficiently, but are you spending more energy and time on the stuff that
matters?
Yeah.
I'm trying to, but it's difficult when
like outside of like work.
I was
or
gonna
the 9 to
say,
5, which you can't avoid.
the 9
for
to
now.
5 takes up so much of my time, especially with the workload that they've been putting on us recently.
Yeah.
It's really hard to do anything outside of that, like or simultaneously.
But then the stuff you're doing outside of that, are you optimizing for like efficiency, I guess?
I'd like to think so. Obviously, I'm going to be bringing TikTok into that now. So I obviously do short form for the Growth Club as well. So got to include that. Gym takes me like 2 hours, 4 days a week. So that eats up a lot into my day as well. Yeah.
But when you say it that way, so 2 hours, 4 days a week. That's 8 hours in a week.
Yeah, when you put it like
I know
that.
there's 162 hours in a week.
Yeah, but then you got to take into account
Sleep.
after the gym as well, eating, cooking.
Is that not included in the 2 hours?
No. So it's an hour and a half at the gym, 20 minutes walking there, 20 minutes walking back.
Yeah.
Come home, shower, cook, eat.
Okay, so I think the cooking part, that can be...
Oh, but my cooking's very simple now that I'm like on a diet.
Yeah.
It's very quick.
Oh, okay, quick.
Yeah.
So less time.
But it still takes a while when it's all added up.
Yeah, true. But I'm saying like in a day, it seems it is a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like you said, 4 times a week times the 2 and a bit hours. It is only like 8 to 10 hours in the whole week.
I'd say 10, yeah.
Yeah. So there's a bit of flexibility with time there.
Yeah.
Because think about the day. Okay, like for example, if you're not going gym, what do you do on those days?
I'd be doing short form for the Growth Club. And why are you laughing?
No, I was just smiling.
I do it.
Yeah, I know.
And my coaching.
Yeah, do you know what we should do? Because the reason I'm asking you this is because I was watching a video of this multimillionaire done. He basically went to like a mentor, and they were doing like a time audit. So basically seeing like what it is that they're spending their time on and what can be either delegated, eliminated, or automated.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've kind of been not actively, but just kind of thinking in my head like what are some tasks I do that can be either delegated, automated, or just eliminated fully. And there's a lot of things that I do that, because then they also based it on whether you delegate, eliminate it, or what was the other one? Automate it, depends on the energy your energy, what's the word? Your energy transaction with that task. So if it drains you, you're either going to have to eliminate or delegate it, or then there's also neutral, or then there's certain stuff that gives you energy. So for example, me making content gives me energy, so I'm probably going to continue doing it myself.
Yeah.
Whereas maybe responding to emails can drain my energy. So then it's like, okay, cool. Can I either delegate that or automate that? And then there's other stuff like, for example, maybe let's just say like eating or I'm not eating. I can't delegate that. Imagine someone eating on my behalf.
Yeah.
Maybe like cooking and stuff like that. That's something that could be delegated or automated via all these food services. So now I'm trying to, because I used to think I was really busy and then had a call with someone, and then I realized like, yeah, I'm actually not as busy as I think I am. I just like to feel busy. even though I am, I think like if you compare it to like the average person, I am, but
Yeah.
I can definitely get a lot more out of my day.
Yeah.
So I'm now trying to be very efficient in regards to that and seeing where I can like trim the fat, because like you said as well, like I do like to train. Like I train probably every day of the week, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
But even within that, it sounds like a lot, but it's like we do have a lot of time in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you act, like for example, as well, like if I'm scrolling on socials or something, right? An hour can, not even an hour, maybe it's like 30 minutes can pass and you don't even realize it.
Yeah.
But then you do that 3 times in a day, that's an hour and a half. That's an hour and a half. And then you do that 5 times in the week, and then that's seven and a half hours, 7.5 hours or whatever. Do you get me?
Mm.
So these small things kind of add up, and I think it's trying to recognize where am I wasting time and where can I get that time back. So for me, I'm trying my best to not be on socials as much. So what I've done as well since coming back from the retreat, coming back from
The
cabin, right? I haven't downloaded it on my other phone because I used to have it on both phones, and I'd find myself like if I'm on it on one phone, and then it happened a few times, it died. I'd pick up the other one and just start going again. So I literally only have it on the one phone.
Oh, but I feel like that's what you had your business phone originally for.
No, that was...
You have like a weird setup for it where it was a bit confusing. It was like a blue theme, your apps, and it looks really confusing. You were like, yeah, because I don't want to be on it too much.
No, so I think the blue theme was to just desensitize. I don't know. I can't really remember what that was for. Okay. Just something I probably read. But no, the whole point of the business phone was to separate my personal life and my business life, because I don't want to be seeing notifications when I'm on my break. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Or even just I'm trying to disconnect from like work.
Yeah.
I don't want that there.
Yeah.
So it wasn't necessarily for that, but now because I had it on the 2 phones, I've noticed as well, like for example, my personal phone, I don't have it on that. Yeah. So when I'm out and about or I'm at the gym, I don't have Instagram or TikTok. So I'm not like scrolling when I'm in the gym or anything like that. I do have it on my business phone because I use it. Yeah, I use it for business in a sense. So I think that's one thing I'm trying to do to like reduce the amount of like social media usage, because I think, you know how I feel about the Matrix. Yeah, I feel like we're all slowly getting sucked in. I think it's absolutely ridiculous now at this point. Yeah. And I don't think if you don't recognize like what it is that's happening, it's just going to get worse and worse.
Yeah, definitely.
And go on.
No, it's like, it just reminds me when Chris was here, you're pulling him up on it all the time. Sorry, Chris, he helps with our short form videos too, but I'm calling you out.
Yeah, no, facts. Because I think with anything, it's always easier to see when other people do it. So then it's like when my little brother is doing it, and obviously he's grown up with phones. Like we were already alive before like most phones, innit?
Yeah.
So we had the life or childhood before like scrolling and TikTok. Yeah, before smartphones, we had the life before that. So we've cycled, we ran, we swam, we've done all these outside, hurt ourselves, scratches on our knees. They didn't. But not necessarily they didn't.
Sorry, it's true.
Broken our teeth. Yeah, so I'm saying that to say they've grown up really different. So I think for them, they almost don't know any different.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I think I'm trying to just kind of be on them to like recognize this is what you're doing.
Yeah.
I think that's just important. Not even saying like, well, I was saying get off your phone, but it's more so like, do you know that this is like you're doing this? Do you know you're literally hunched down on your phone? I heard
this so many times.
Scrolling. Do you get what I'm saying? Because even me, like when I catch myself, I'm like, geez, Mike, look at you. Look at you. You relapsed again.
Yeah. Well, sometimes when I catch you doing it, because you're such an advocate for it, I'll just go whisper into your office, go Matrix, and then you'll be like, oh.
Yeah, no, facts. Like when you get caught, it's just not even caught, but I mean when you realize you're doing it, but that's what I'm saying. It's mad because like you even just pick up your phone just to use it for something. Next thing you're swiping. So I'm like, guys, can we not see what's going on here? Because even I feel like I said this in the last post, but Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg, like their kids don't. Not Jeff Bezos, but like Mark Zuckerberg and them, man. Their kids don't use
really?
Facebook. Like, no, they're not allowed on it.
Oh,
I know. It's not even a fair play. They made it.
Yeah, I know.
So why are we using it if the maker is like, no, my kids aren't using this?
Yeah.
So how much more us?
Yeah, facts. It's like the inventor of, I don't know, a certain soda doesn't allow their kids to drink it.
So what's actually in it?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I was even saying to you, like, when we have kids, God willing, we're not, like, they're not using it until they're like 20.
No, 20.
Okay, 18.
No, they're not going to be those, when a kid is like screaming, like, here's the iPad.
Yeah, no, none of that.
Yeah.
No, I think realistically, maybe like 14, 15, no, 15 is quite old. Maybe like 13 or something.
Yeah, 13.
Because I definitely had a phone younger than that. But I obviously back then, I don't think people knew the harm it was going to. Because even like, I think I was walking, I seen like a baby in a pram with like an iPad. And I'm like.
Really?
Yeah, because it's just like, it's entertainment.
Baby,
it's not. Yeah, but okay, not baby, not like 6 months, like.
Yeah.
But like a child
toddler.
who could like play with that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's I don't think we realize like what's happening. Like we're being sucked into this world that doesn't actually exist.
Yeah, because did you ever get told when you were watching like TV when you were younger, if you watch it, if you get too close, your eyes will go square or something?
I know that you ruined my eyesight. I don't know my eyes going square.
Yeah, eyes go square.
You used to get that.
Yeah.
But I used to sit right in front of the TV.
Like and your eyes will go square. That's what you should. That's what people were told.
Yeah,
kids were told.
Yeah, exactly. But we need. I feel like we're gonna evolve into like our hands are somehow gonna evolve. So it's like designed to scroll.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? The necks are gonna be hunched over like that.
Evolution.
Yeah. Thank you for your wise input. Yeah.
No worries.
But yeah, I think it's interesting. But yeah, are you doing anything to try and oh no, you don't have an issue. That's what you like to say now.
I don't have an issue.
But you use your phone more than me, and I feel like I have an issue. So one of us is
no, I do need to use it less when I do. For example, like you said in the gym, like I do find myself in between sets. I might be like on Instagram or so on. I just need to be present.
Yeah.
So yeah, things like that where I don't actually need to be on it. So,
but the thing is, we never need to. The only reason, the only time we need to be on it is if we're doing business on it, and you do to a degree, and I definitely need it. But that's what I'm saying. It's like sometimes I pop on to reply to a lead or whatever, but then I end up scrolling. So it's if I couldn't, honestly, like I don't think, as much as I love content, I don't think I'd be like social. Like I like content, I don't like social media. I think that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. You don't like it as a consumer, you like it as a producer.
I like making stuff, but I don't get me wrong. Obviously, I like watching stuff as well.
Yeah,
but
of course.
It's when it gets too much, like when we're too used to it and over consume. And it's funny as well because we're making content for people to consume, isn't it?
It's funny. I know when you haven't been on it in a while, and that you're like, then you're suddenly on it. Because I'll suddenly get like loads of TikToks from you to watch. I'm like, oh yeah, no, Mike, I seen this last week.
Oh my god, yeah, that's funny.
Like I see he's just got the app again.
That's hilarious.
And he's just diving into it. But yeah, no, I do need to go on it less and just be a bit more intentional with how I use it. I think that's
I think obviously no one's gonna stop using it. Well, you can if you want, but I think it's just being aware of what it is that it's doing to us as a generation.
Before I'd be scrolling on TikTok with the intention of just getting inspiration for what should I post.
Yeah.
And before you know it, I'm watching ASMR videos on like AI made. And I'm like, I'm obviously not getting inspo from this.
Yeah, I think when I know I'm scrolling too much when I've started watching like, I don't know, just a random guy out in the woods making a steak.
Yeah, I love those videos.
Yeah, I know they're great. Yeah. So that's why I'm like, like why am I here? Like, why am I actually watching this? And then not a theory, but okay, for example, gambling is addicting, right? But you know how what's that game?
Slots.
Yeah, slots. Notice as well how the feed is like that.
Yeah.
So it's like you're swiping because you don't know what you're gonna get, and you're gonna keep going until you get something that you like.
Yeah.
So it's the same like psychology behind it. It's like you're just gonna.
That's such a good point.
I know, right? You're just gonna keep on going till you get that hit, and then you find something you're like, oh, that's good, and then you keep going. But it's that whole, oh, what's gonna show up? What's gonna show up? That's what keeps you scrolling for ages, and you don't even realize.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane. And then not to mention it absolutely frying our attention span.
Yeah, no, it is. It really is.
Yeah, but that's my little Matrix rant. Sorry about that, guys.
Had to get in there.
Yeah, no, I had to. The Matrix, like they're distracting us.
I'd love to know how many times you've said Matrix in the last like 12 months. I think we'd be so rich if we had like £1 for every time you said it, because you say it all the time. If I'm just on my phone, you're like Matrix, like Mike,
Matrix lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not even.
They got you.
Yeah, I'm like, leave me alone. I'm trying to read the Bible.
Yeah, no, that's good. But yeah, speaking of the Bible, have you learned anything interesting?
Recently, I don't think so.
Okay,
nothing's springing to mind. What about you?
Joseph.
Oh, we're back to him.
Yeah, good old Joseph, right? I don't think I spoke about this on the last spot in terms of like
I'll let you know.
The famine and everyone coming to him, and was that in real life?
We've spoken about it. Yeah, you and I.
Not in the pod though.
Not on the pod.
Yeah, so I was saying how like Joseph was a bit of a, not a bit, but was basically like a businessman because God came to Joseph. This is all in the book of. Help me out here.
Oh,
I nearly said in my head. I said the book of Joseph.
Yeah, it's not. Not the one. Oh, actually, I think I know, but I'm not sure, so I don't want to
check it out there.
Don't want to embarrass myself.
What book is Joseph's story in? I know someone's screaming, "It's in this book." I know my mum's definitely saying it.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Genesis. Where? Okay.
Oh, okay. I wasn't going to say. Very good. I was going to say Exodus, but
no, that's Moses.
I know, but it was feeling Josephy as well. I wasn't thinking it was Genesis.
Yeah. So yeah, a quick recap in Joseph's story. He was Abraham's son. No, not Abraham.
No, he wasn't.
Whose son was he?
I don't. He was Jacob's. He was Jacob's.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Also known as Israel. Yeah, that was the confusing part. Yeah, because then Isaac. Yeah, that was. Jacob was the son of Isaac and the grandson of Abraham.
Yeah.
So yeah, Joseph was gifted by God to just interpret dreams and stuff like that. Long story short, he ends up being like the king's right hand man. So one of the dreams that the king had, Joseph translated it. Or what would be the word?
Yeah, he translated it. He explained it.
Yeah. Basically explained to him that
interpreted it.
And that's the word.
Yeah.
Interpreted it. Yeah. Interpreted. Yeah. So Joseph. Say the word for me. Joseph.
Interpreted
the king's dream, and basically there was a famine coming to Israel. So obviously with that information, they stored all the food during the 7 years of like abundance, and then there's going to be 7 years, right? Mm-hmm. And then 7 years of famine. Mm-hmm. So now what I found interesting was during the 7 years of famine, they were more or less the only ones with like food, so everyone was coming to them to get food off them. And then once everyone's food ran out, once their food ran out, they didn't have like any money left to buy food, so they gave Joseph and the king all the cattle. And then after that, they had no more cattle. I think it was the land next that they started to give away, and then obviously Joseph was like, "Okay, cool, you're gonna give all this land to Pharaoh and whatever." Am I saying this properly?
They worked the land, basically.
Yeah, and then the king had to get a profit off that and stuff like that. But for me, I was like, wow, this is such like a business plan here. Because he was basically the sole supplier of this thing. And obviously the demand was crazy. But then even just in terms of like God showing that to him and him then implementing it, and then everyone basically had to come to the king / Joseph for like this supply. So I was like, oh, that's like in a sense is a bit of a business plan.
Yeah.
Because then they were able to profit off something horrible. So even for example, like when we hear of like, you know, all these viruses that go around and the world getting shut down. Funny enough as well, during that time, a lot of people profited. Like there's a big transfer of wealth. And then I don't really have a point. I just kind of wanted to talk about it. But that was like a good example of that. It was almost their version of like Corona.
Like a pandemic. In
Yeah,
sense.
exactly. It was their version of a pandemic. And I was like, oh, shout out to God, like for giving them like the plan. But obviously the execution. But I think what I'm trying to get at as well is like I'm seeing a lot of
relevant.
Relevant stuff, especially when it comes to business, like in the Bible.
Yeah.
So obviously, when you're doing well, storing it up, so saving for like a rainy day in a sense. That's a good example of that. But then even how he was able to transact and give value to all these people who needed it, that was interesting. And even when he gave away the land, it was like, yeah. Even when he the land was given to the king, and they're like, yeah, you can do your harvest and stuff like that, but a fifth belongs to the king still. And I'm like, ooh, this is like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
What's the word I'm looking for? Like proper transactional type stuff. And it's like really smart.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, that was just an example where I'm like, oh, so I'm starting to see a lot of like business acumen and stuff in the Bible.
Yeah, if you look for it.
Yeah, exactly. And then obviously Solomon, being Solomon. I sent you that video on TikTok. Did you see it?
Which one?
The whole Solomon's business plan.
That Myron spoke about.
Yeah, did you watch it?
I watched the actual video, the YouTube video.
Can you shed a bit of light?
No, not too much, because I was working at the same time, so it's one of those things I got to go back and watch over because it's
even like a brief summary, and then we can probably just go based off that.
Let me think.
Because I only watched a video of someone else talking about what he said, and I can't even remember that.
Oh, really?
That's what I do. Like I watch like 10 seconds of video and I send it to you.
Yeah, and you know what? No, because even if I do say anything, it's not gonna articulate it exactly. I can't remember exactly. It's one of those things I need to go over.
What did you take from it though? If anything, any
Solomon has a good business plan that we should follow.
Okay, fair. So I think with that being said, you guys should go watch and check out what Solomon said.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're gonna cut the episode short today. It was a good pod, good discussion about the Matrix and content. So hopefully you guys have taken some inspiration and you're gonna go and make content. Don't overthink it, just do it.
Yeah, I'm definitely sure some people can relate, because
you can expect Jasmine to start posting soon.
Yes, you can.
Right?
Yes, I've got the plan now.
Yeah, everyone, it's easy to make plans.
It wasn't though. This is my experience. My experience says it wasn't
okay,
easy.
Sorry. It may not be easy to make a plan, but it's all about the execution.
Yeah. It was easy for some, but not for others. And I'm others. It wasn't easy.
Anyway, execute. That's where everyone That's where everyone flips. Got to execute.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right. Chat to you guys next week.
Yeah, and don't forget 25. To subscribe, like, and leave a comment.
You can follow as well.
Yeah,
on the audio listeners.
Oh yeah. Give us a follow as well.
And rate the podcast 5 stars.
Yes.
If it's not 5 stars, just don't bother.
Wait till next time until it is a 5 stars. All right. See ya.
Peace.